Did you already do this for volleyball?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just talk too much about your
Mustang fans and surrounding areas. Welcome to another episode of the Ingleside Lady Mustangs Basketball Podcast 2025. This is the podcast where we talk Ingleside athletics. So on Mondays, we have a few podcasts. We talk, right now we're talking basketball, boys and girls, and we're talking soccer. But right now we're going to be talking basketball. And on the screen, we have the head coach for the Lady Mustangs, and that's Coach Whittle. Coach, I know we can't see you, but we can definitely hear you. How you doing?
I'm doing great tonight.
Thank you, Coach, for coming and spending a few minutes with us again to talk about your basketball program. And as you can see, Coach brought in two of his seniors, varsity basketball girls, which we always welcome and love it when the coaches bring their players on. We get to recognize them, introduce them, and recognize them to the community. For those that don't know, so ladies, I'm not going to say your name. If you can introduce yourself to the community and surrounding areas, anyone can go first. Just kind of give us your name, your jersey number, and if you want to say anything else, feel free.
Hi, my name is Mattie Agnew. My jersey's number is 24. And yeah.
My name is Krista Villarreal, number 10. And yeah.
I like the, yeah, that's perfect. That's the perfect way to end. Well, ladies, thank you very much for coming out and spending a few minutes here on our podcast and on the MPND Sports Network. And I want to let everyone know that we're live. So if you don't get an opportunity to catch it now, definitely we keep it on our MPND Sports Network, our Facebook page. Definitely when you get an opportunity, take a listen and see what the girls and the coach had to say. We'll recap and preview some upcoming games with Coach. The ladies, they have an opportunity to make the playoffs. They'll be off tomorrow, but then they'll be able to, they'll play on Friday. And if they win Friday, it's a home game against Calhoun. They are in the playoffs. So we'll get Coach's thoughts on that here in a bit, Coach. But I wanted to kind of talk to the girls. And Mattie, you've been on before. We've had you on the volleyball podcast. So I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about basketball. So I know you're a stud because I see your point. So I mean, you can play pretty much every sport, I think, there in Ingleside, and you'll have an impact. At least that's what I've seen from you. But when it comes to basketball, Mattie, you know, when did you start playing basketball? At what age did you pick up the basketball, or did you get interested in basketball? And who taught you basketball?
I've played for Ingleside since I was probably 4 or 5. We have the little dribblers here. And I didn't really take basketball serious because it wasn't my main sport while I was little until I got to high school. And that was a big thank you to Coach Whittle for making me take basketball serious. And now it's my main sport, and I love basketball. Coach Whittle has basically taught me everything I know. He's restarted my whole career to make me do it the right way. And yeah.
That's awesome. You know, coaches, they see a talent, you know, they scout, right? So they scout the school, they'll go down the hallways and they hear or they see someone that can play multiple sports, right? They're going to try to get you. I mean, I would too if I was a coach. If I know you can help the team, come on, man. Can I talk you into playing a sport? So great. You played basketball, you played volleyball. Do you play any other sports outside of these two sports you're playing?
I also play softball and I do track.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you, the softball, we definitely are going to hopefully be able to get Coach Lewis on. And I think we'll be definitely covering some of your games, and we'll be doing a podcast hopefully as well. So definitely looking forward to seeing you on the softball field. So let's talk a little bit about the season. So it's been kind of a challenging season, right? And then you girls get in a district and you start off the district with a big win over Rockport 14, which was huge, right? And then you had some injuries, and injuries, unfortunately, they happen, and they do change. Injuries do change the game, especially if you have 2-3 girls out. I mean, it can change the way the season can go, but you know, you guys right now, Mattie, you guys are sitting in a position where the next game that you guys play, you win, you're in. That's it. You win, you're in. What's been the mindset this week in practice for you and your teammates, knowing that if you win, you're in? How are you guys practicing? Is it changing any? Are you and your teammates talking? Are you hyping it up, or is it just another week? Gonna go play a game, and if we win, we're in. What's it been like there at practice for you girls?
I definitely think we are taking practice a little more serious, knowing that our season's on the line, because we weren't expecting to be in this spot with our couple of injuries that we've had. It definitely has put us in a weird spot that we weren't expecting to be in. And so we're taking practice a little bit more serious. We're talking among each other. We're definitely having some girls step up. Like our freshman Kiki has now stepped up to be point guard. So she's definitely stepping up and playing a big role in helping out the team and definitely trying to lead us and go far in the playoffs, even with this turnaround.
Yeah, I'm glad that you talking about your freshman point guard. She's a freshman, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that she needs that leadership, right? So you two are the seniors, right? You got to kind of take her under your wing, say, hey, we're going to be okay. Just go do your thing, play your game. I mean, you're on varsity. You know, we have confidence in you. We know you can do it. She needs that confidence. So it's nice to know that you girls are taking her under your wing and kind of just continuing to keep her spirits up. And it's a big game, right? And so sometimes a senior can get nervous, right? So can you imagine a freshman? Oh God, I got to play good. You know, it's their last year. So much that goes into a young girl playing. But I tell you, for Coach Whittle, I know you girls won't be around after this year, but this experience for her, whichever way it goes, is only going to benefit this Ingleside program in the next couple of years, right? Because hopefully we get the win, but for her confidence continues to build. She understands the speed of the game. So for Coach Whittle in the next couple of years, having her play in this role now is definitely going to benefit, I think, the Lady Mustangs down the road. Let's talk about the chemistry this year. So you and your teammates, what's it been like? What's that chemistry? You girls came in, it's your senior year. What's it been like? Talk about just the chemistry of the team. There's seniors, there's freshmen. What's it been like at the start of the season to where you girls are at now as far as the chemistry?
With our chemistry has definitely grown throughout the season. Our first few weeks were a little rough, to say the least, because we have three freshmen who didn't really know us, I guess you could say. We had a couple of them from volleyball, but it's just a new environment. So having like our original girls and then having to add the freshmen and get used to our weirdness during practices and everything, we've kind of had to force them to be our friends. But we're a lot closer now. We can joke, we can read each other's minds on the court most of the times. So it's been really helpful, even with the injuries and having to fill in. They have definitely, the whole entire team has grown, and I think we're in a good spot with chemistry.
That's good. Adversity hits, and sometimes, like you said, you gotta be able to get along. We're not gonna ask you how you forced them to get along. It's good that you guys got along. Personal goals. You're a senior. Going into the season, obviously, when I played, there's goals that we set for ourselves. Did you set a goal out for yourself when you first started playing basketball? And what was that goal if you did, and have you reached that goal?
My freshman year, when Whittle put me on varsity, so my goal was to just be an impact for the team and help in any way I can. I think I've definitely reached that goal with these past 2 seasons. Even junior year, I've started becoming more of an impact and more helpful on the court rather just the body. And I've definitely stepped up in leadership too, I think. So I've definitely reached my goal.
Man, that's awesome that your goal is it's about team. And that's great. I mean, we all set goals, right? We all want to reach goals, but I'm glad to hear that for you, it's all about the team. And everything I hear, because I'll be honest with you, coaches talk highly of you. Coach Whittle, his wife in volleyball, they think highly of you. And when coaches think highly of you, when they say these things about you on air, or if it's talking to someone, that says a lot to someone who doesn't know you, just from what coaches say of the type of player that you are, that you go out there and you give it everything you have. And I think that sets, whether you get the W or you don't, right? It sets a great foundation for the way Lady Mustangs play basketball. You give it your all every time, no matter what. You put that jersey on and you play with a lot of pride. And I think that you, from what I've heard, are the perfect example, or prime example, I should say, of a person that does that. So they're really, really lucky, Coach Whittle, to have you on there playing on the team. Give me give me a memory that you have that you're going to remember. It can be this year, it could be your sophomore, junior year, but something you're going to remember when you graduate about basketball, something that in a game, in a practice, maybe in the locker room, whatever, that you're going to say, I'm always going to remember that this happened during basketball season.
We've definitely had a lot of good memories throughout the seasons, but I think a key memory of mine was when we went to our overnight tournament in Navarro. We all went into one hotel room, and even though we were supposed to go to sleep, we stayed up and we team bond, and we had like a huge dancing slumber party. So it was a very fun experience.
That's awesome. Did Coach Whittle know y'all did that? Was he
I do now.
Now he knows now, right? But he needs you guys, right? So he needs you on Friday. So he's just gonna have to. When did that happen? Did that happen? What year were you a senior? Were you a junior? What year did that happen for you girls?
It was last year, my junior year.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome because the memories that you guys will make here, because you travel obviously. You guys go out of school, and sometimes hopefully you guys will remain friends, right? But everybody goes their separate ways, and go to college and take off, and hopefully you guys will stay in touch. But the memories are what's great, and like I said, you play to win, but the memories are what stick with you for the rest of your life. So I'm glad that you girls are making these memories with each other, and the chemistry is really, really good. Crystal, I'll ask you now, right? I got your name right, Crystal?
Krista.
I'm sorry, my bad. Krista, so talk to us a little bit about yourself. So you introduced yourself. So how did you, well, first of all, do you play any other sports outside of basketball?
Not this year. No, this year I'm only playing basketball.
Only playing basketball and you're a senior. So how did they introduce basketball to you? At what age did you start dribbling the basketball? And who influenced you? Who did you see? Who taught you or introduced you to the game of basketball?
Well, really, my mom just put me in it whenever I was like 6 or something. Then I just played from there, then junior high, then high school. I really just played just two. Like, I mean, I like playing with our team and stuff. So yeah.
Is basketball like your favorite sport?
Yeah, it's my favorite sport. It's why I used to play softball and volleyball, but but this year I just decided to just play basketball with college coming up and all that.
Awesome. I loved baseball when I was a kid. I loved baseball, and I wanted to play it, and I wanted to be so good. I was good on the defensive side. The curves and all that stuff it didn't happen for me. I'd throw these balls, and coaches would talk to me, and I'd be like, I can't get it, coach. So I quickly found after about 2 seasons of playing, I wasn't going to be good. Coach would call the stats out, and I was embarrassed when he called my stats out. So I said, no, I better just switch and go to something else. And I went to basketball, and basketball it became natural. It was just something that as I played, it came natural. They would tell me to run a play, I'd run it. I could shoot with my left when I was young. I could drive with my right, I could shoot with both hands. It just became natural. I just stuck with it, and I played it through high school, and I loved it. And it was the sport. I played soccer, I played a lot of sports, but basketball was a sport that I just generally, it fell right into my lap, and I was really, really good and just could comprehend. And it was natural when I played. So I stuck with it, and it became my favorite sport. It didn't start off like that, but it ended that way. So now I'm a little older. I really can't play anymore. I'll hurt myself if I get out there and try to run, but I just now ask questions and watch it from afar and call the game. So let's talk a little bit about the season, Krista. And so it's been tough, as you heard Mattie talking, a couple of losses that you guys have taken. There's been some major injuries to the team. We talked about how the younger players have to step up, and you girls have taken these younger players But with all that being said, you still have an opportunity. You guys got to bye, but on Friday you got a home game against Calhoun, and if you win that game, you guys are in no matter what happens in your last game. What does that mean to you with the way the season has gone, the adversities that you guys face, but you still have an opportunity to get into the playoffs? What does that mean to you?
Well, the opportunity to being able to go to playoffs is just, well, it's our last year playing, right? So we want to go as far as we can and make the most of it, really, because after that, there's no more coming back next year and being able to play again with the same people, with the freshmen we just met that are a big part of the team. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And let's talk a little bit about Calhoun. So you guys went to Calhoun and played them over there. Give me a second. So the game was close. We took the L, but the game was close. You guys had an opportunity to win. It's a tough place to play. I've been in Calhoun, that gym. It's rowdy over there. The fans get into it. Talk to us a little bit about that game. What do you remember about that game? And I don't want you to talk about things you've been working on, but what do you think the team has to do this go around to get the W versus Calhoun?
I think against Calhoun, just having a lot more confidence because when we first played Calhoun, it was whenever Ashley just got hurt, right? So Kiki had to step up, start bringing the ball down. She never really, Ashley mostly do it most of the time. So, but I think definitely just more confidence in us playing a couple more games together without Ashley being our main person is, I think, definitely a big deal.
Yeah, and Kiki, I think that's her name, right? Your
Yeah.
guard. She now has had a couple of games under her belt, right? She started a couple of games, so going into this game against Calhoun, she's it's different than just getting an injury. Come on in, it's a little different now. She's played a couple of games. She understands a little bit better about the speed. You girls are giving her confidence, and so this game might be a little bit different. Hopefully, it is for us, right? Where she's got a couple of games under her belt on varsity as a starter. So things will roll hopefully different. And when it's all said and done next week, when we talk again, we'll be talking about the Lady Mustangs going into the playoffs. Big game. The community of Ingleside Mustang fans, the Lady Mustangs, they will be off tomorrow. They have a bye, but then they come back on Friday at home. I think the game starts at 6:15. Correct me if I'm wrong, Coach, but that game will be played at home. So definitely we need everyone to come on out to the game on Friday. Cheer our Lady Mustangs. As I said, if we win, we're in. So we got to get the W. So the support of the community back in the gym and being loud, cheering could make all of the difference. So please come on out and support our basketball programs. The Lady Mustangs take on the Sandies. That's on Friday at 6:15. I want to ask you, Krista, to talk a little bit about a memory, something you heard me ask Mattie, something that you'll remember during your basketball season this year. Maybe Coach Whittle saying, "Oh, I'm going to hear something again that happened that I don't know." It's all coming out right now on the podcast, but a memory that you're always going to remember with your teammates that you'll remember after graduation for a very long time.
I think my favorite memory was whenever my sophomore year, whenever we went 3 rounds. That was pretty. It was pretty cool because I had never experienced going that far in playoffs before, and it was just high intensity and it was really fun.
So you guys went to the third round, huh?
Yeah.
That is awesome. Yeah, that's a great feeling. I mean, getting to that third round, everyone gets excited. The community gets excited. The talk of the town is about the Lady Mustangs. Everybody wants to go see it. Once you get into those deep rounds, that you're the talk of the town. Everyone's talking. Everyone outside of Ingleside's talking. Believe me. So it's always great when you can go deep into the playoffs, and hopefully we'll get back into the postseason and give it another run. That would be great. I want to ask you to, it seems like you guys are friends. Were you friends before y'all got into high school? So talk a little bit about your friendship, Krista. How long have you guys been friends?
Well, I moved here in 8th grade to Ingleside, and Mattie was actually my first friend whenever I moved here. So we've been friends right since I started coming to school here in Ingleside. So ever since then, we just stayed pretty close since we played the same sports and we had all the same classes, most of the same classes as well. So
Yeah, same grade, right? Yeah, I hear a lot of good things about Mattie and very welcoming. Mattie, I'd ask you, what about Krista? She's your friend. So how did you guys become friends? So she's new coming in, right, in middle school. So
well,
what was it about her that you said, hey, I want to be friends with her?
Well, she came our 8th grade year, as she said, and so it was still like COVID, and so she came during basketball, and I was like, oh, that girl's gonna be my friend. So, so then, yeah, and then she started coming to school, like actually coming to school because the online got lifted, and so I felt great knowing that she also had a familiar face like on her first day of school, and yeah, ever since then,
Wow.
been friends.
That's awesome. I know when you start school, when you move into a new school, right? It can be kind of scary. You lose all your friends, you got to make new friends. And so when someone looks at you and says, hey, especially someone that's really probably very known in school with sports, and you say, hey, come jump over here, you're gonna be friends with me, then everybody starts being your friend. So good. I'm glad those are friends, and hopefully you'll stick to that friendship uh, after graduation. So, Mattie, here's the question. Before I let you guys go. So let's talk about Coach Whittle, right? So Coach has been there. He's coached you. You've been there for quite some time. For those that don't know Coach Whittle, right? What kind of coach? You tell us what kind of coach he is. Just tell us a little bit about what you know about Coach, because the rest of us, even myself, right, we don't know who he is at all. I just know him through the podcast. Kind of
Well, Coach Whittle, I met Coach Whittle my freshman year when we were both technically new to this high school because this was his first year also being here. And our very first experience actually was was him tripping me and gave me a concussion. So that's how I knew I was like I like this coach. So ever since then he's just been like he's an amazing coach, and I've never had a struggle with my confidence with him playing for him. He helps you in every way. Like he's a very smart man, I like to call himself. So he helps in every aspect of my game. It's definitely gotten better, and he not only affects me in basketball, but he also affects me outside of basketball and becoming a young woman and helping with my confidence. And it's even gone into my other sports like volleyball and softball. I know what to expect from a coach, and it's definitely helped me with my recruiting process as well. He's definitely helped me know what I want and as a coach, and if I want to play for that coach. So Coach Whittle is definitely an ideal coach.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I like to hear for people that don't know, right? Because they hear coaches, people don't know coaches, and when coaches are coaching, right? Sometimes that's all they see from a coach, right? And so people without even knowing the coach, just if I go to a game and see him, my first impression, if he's getting on to the girls, oh, he's a bad coach, whatever enters my mind, not even knowing who he is, people's perception the first time they see you when he's coaching, they think that's how he is. And so that's why I like to give the girls an opportunity to talk, because you girls see the good, the tough times, and then when he helps you out. And it's great to know that he's just not a basketball coach, cares deeply about his players and how he can help you get to the next level, become a better person. It's just not about basketball season over and that's it. I ain't got to deal with him, right? He continues to try to keep his door, will help you, and whatever you guys need, he's there for you. So that's a great example of an all around good coach in my opinion. So Krista, you're next. I'll ask you, right? So Coach Will. I'm gonna like Mattie calls him. What's he been like for you? What kind of impact has Coach Whittle had on you?
he's definitely, like Mattie said, show me what coach I want to play for, and what to expect. He asked me how I'm doing every day. I've never had other coach that asked me how I'm doing every day. Even when it wasn't basketball season, he was always just wondering how I'm doing. He's just really there for you, even when it's not basketball. But when it is basketball, he's not afraid to sugarcoat things. He's just really good coach. Well, the best coach I've had for sure. And he's made me want to continue playing basketball all 4 years, because I definitely had some doubts there, but he kept me going in it. and these are the reason I'm still playing sports, really. So
Awesome. Thank you, ladies, for sharing your memories. Obviously, we're gonna miss you, right? Because you won't be back next year. But we wish you all the luck the rest of the school year and after graduation. Obviously, Krista, we won't see because you don't play any other sports. But Mattie will definitely be catching you back. Hopefully, you'll be joining the podcast when we cover softball. But I want to leave you guys with the final thought. Anything you want to add? And before we get to your final thought, got the big game against Calhoun. So, Mattie, I just want to get your thoughts on what's the keys for you. What do you feel? I mean, Krista talked about confidence. She feels that you guys come in with confidence in this game, you can get the W. Do you feel that way? Do you want to add anything else? What else do you want to see from the Lady Mustangs on Friday when you guys take on the Lady Sandys?
Well, as Krista said, yes, I think definitely coming in with confidence and just feeling like we can succeed because we know who we are as a team. And even though we have bad quarters or bad games, we definitely need to go out there and show everybody who we are and that we deserve to go to the playoffs. And it's definitely an expectation not to win. I mean, it's an expectation to win, and we're not just trying to scrape by. We are going to win.
Absolutely. And again, community Ingleside Mustang fans, this game will take place on Friday, the 31st.
And it's senior night.
Senior night.
Senior night.
Oh, see, senior night. So that now y'all really got to get out there. It's senior on. The girls got an opportunity to make the playoffs. I mean, really, truthfully, we laugh and stuff, but the support, the ladies need the support, and how we can support is to go out there and go to the game, sit in the stands, cheer for them, be loud, make it tougher on the visiting side, right? On the visiting, that we've got that home court advantage. The only way we can make it a home court advantage for us is to be out there, to pack that gym, to be loud, to cheer for the Lady Mustangs, as they have a great opportunity. Because in talking to Coach Whittle, we win, they're in. That's it. We win, they're in. So this is a game that's coming up that they have to get, and we can support them by showing up 6:15, cheer for the Lady Mustangs, wear the school colors, and it is and a bonus senior night. So definitely, hopefully, everyone will show up. And ladies, I hope that we get the W, get into the playoffs, and let's get a deep playoff run. I want to thank you for coming out and spending some time with us here. Ladies, I want to give you the final word. Krista, I'll go to you first. Anything you want to add? Anything you want to say? A shout out to anybody, a teacher, another coach, family, before we let you go.
Just that we are going to win on Friday. For sure. We're winning.
Hey, grind it out however you got to. Don't quit. Die for every ball. Don't get hurt, obviously, but leave it all on the court, everything. So if you do that, we're going to put ourselves in a position to win. So good luck, Krista. Hope we do get this win and get to the playoffs. Mattie, I'd ask you final words, any shout outs you want to give out to a boyfriend, to mom and dad, to a coach, another teammate, anybody?
I'll shout out my mom because I know she's probably watching. Yeah, she's probably watching, and I know she's in our hotel room right now because her mom's not home. But shout out to my mom.
I'm glad. Yeah, I text your mom sometimes when I need. Sometimes did you hear about this? Do you know anything about this? Because I don't like bothering Coach all the time. I know sometimes, especially on the weekend. So I'll text your mom a couple times through Messenger. So I'm like, did you know? Can you tell me? Did you get the score? I don't know if she goes to all the games, but I figure she does. And so she's always messaged back, and that's great. So good. I'm glad you got a great support system. I'm glad your mom supports you. So again, this is Krista and Mattie, two seniors that will be back next year. But definitely on Friday's the big game. If the Lady Mustangs win, they will go into the playoffs. So definitely come on out. Game time starts at 6:15. Ladies, thank you very much. Good luck on Friday. And hopefully when I talk to Coach Whittle next week, we're talking about you ladies going into the playoffs.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Bye. It was nice talking to you.
Thank you. That's great. Y'all have a good.
Yeah, thank y'all.
Thank you.
All right, Coach. Well, we've had Mattie on before. Love you, ladies. Funny. So I can kind of imagine how practice goes. A lot of laughs out there. You two seniors definitely having a great time. But definitely a big game, and I'd like to get your thoughts, obviously, here in a bit about how big this game is on Friday and how the girls have been practicing. But let's recap this last game that you had. I believe I saw that you played Beeville.
Yeah, we played Beeville.
Yeah, that team is tough. They're beating a lot of teams. It's a team that for the last couple of years that I've seen them, they've been very dominant. They've won district. They have gone deep in the playoffs. Just kind of recap this game and how things went for our Lady Mustangs.
Well, the first quarter, we were very competitive. It was 15-12. They had the lead, but we were fighting and, just scratching and clawing and doing everything we could to keep in the game. And then after that, I think just their depth, they got 13 girls on varsity and they play 10, they'll go 5 in, 5 out every couple minutes and they just kind of wear you out. And, we're down to about 8, 9 girls. And, so it's just not a lot of girls that aren't used to playing a lot of minutes had to step up and play some more minutes. So it kind of snowballed downhill after that.
Yeah, it can be tough. Like I said, it's a team. I don't know. I didn't know that they did the 5-on-5. That'll definitely where you're at. It's a bigger school, obviously, but competing is good. And coach, let's talk a little bit about Kiki. So we've talked about Ashley. Obviously, she's going to be out. I think did you tell me that she might be able to come back if you make the playoffs?
Yeah, she's supposed to have a doctor's appointment later this week, and that'll kind of give us a timetable if she's when she's going to be ready to go. And we're we're hoping for her to get back, but we don't want it too quick if it's not she's not ready. So it's kind of a double edged sword there.
Right, right. Yeah, absolutely. And let's talk a little bit about Kiki. She's the freshman. I want to get your thoughts. You heard the girls kind of talk about, the start and where they see her now and how they're helping her to build that confidence. It's tough, coach, when a freshman comes in, right? You gotta take your lumps. I mean, you can't expect a lot. She's got to get in and kind of get the rhythm. Last year, I always tell people last year they're playing middle school, the speed of the game, the size of the girls. There's so many things that they have to quickly get used to. But what have you seen from her this week, from the time that she had to jump into that starting position to a couple of games now?
Yeah, I mean, when she got thrust into that position, as the main ball handler, she was kind of a deer in the headlights look on her face, but she made lots of mistakes, and but she's learning from those mistakes now, and correcting them, so the turnovers aren't as bad, and she's realizing how to distribute to people to get them open shots instead of just passing the ball around, just for the sake of passing the ball. She's kind of looking for people to in their spots to get an open shot. So it's helped us in a way, like you said, it's going to help us down the road that she's getting this experience now. But it's just uh, it's kind of learning on the run for her.
Yeah, I think the girls are doing good though. I think everybody understands she's very young. I like the fact of what the girls were saying. They built in confidence around her. I think that could really help her out, especially coming into this big game that you guys got on Friday. I think her just understanding and knowing that they have confidence in her to go out and play her game. Hopefully, she'll have her best game thus far as a starter, and
Yeah,
we'll win. That'd be great. But again, she's young and she's learning. And when you lose a player, it's tough. We always talk about the next person up. But when you lose that key player, it does have an effect on the team. It just does. It does that for every injury that we have. Unfortunately, injuries do occur in sports. Coach, before I let you go here, I wanted to get your thoughts on this upcoming game. There's a big game as we've been talking about Calhoun. I talked to you before we got on air. Lady Mustangs win on Friday. We're in. Just your thoughts on the game, the keys to winning, and then afterwards, just how have you seen the girls, coming into today's Monday? It's just the first day of practice, but how have you seen them as is the girls know they win, they're in?
yeah, yeah. You can definitely see in their attitudes and stuff that this is a serious week. They're kind of focused and locked in, and it kind of helps us that we have a bye tomorrow. That you know we'll so they'll have a 4 days to get prepared for Calhoun only. They don't have to worry about playing a game. We don't have to worry about preparing for a team tomorrow. We'll have all 4 days this week to just focus on Calhoun. So I think that's going to be an advantage for us. It's just a matter of us just showing up and getting the job done. Our problem is we have 3 freshmen, and well, and all of us, we kind of get down on ourselves, and so we kind of compound mistakes after, if we get down ourselves for turning the ball over, we won't run back on defense or something. And that's something that, we're getting better at. And, they can't compound one mistake. I tell them, I don't care if you turn the ball over, just don't make another mistake by giving them a layup. So and they're figuring it out.
Absolutely. And I hope that everything works out for us here. It's a big game. I mean, after everything that we have gone through, we started the district great, right? You get a big win against
Yeah.
Rock, started off, and then the injury happens, and then it's adversity hits this team. But with all that, like I said earlier, these girls forget all of that. Come Friday, if they win, they're in. And that really is all that matters. So again, I'm gonna ask the community of Ingleside. It's a big game for our Lady Mustangs here on Friday, Coach. A game does start at 6:15. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, definitely come on out, Mustang fans. Support the Lady Mustangs. Support our basketball program. It's a big, big game, and like I said, again, if we win, we're in. So our responsibility would be to come out and pack that gym. Let's get some home court. Let's make it feel like it's home court advantage for us, and we can do that by packing that gym and being loud. Coach, good luck on Friday. I hope we win. And thank you for bringing the ladies. They're lovely ladies. A lot of fun. You're laughing. It's exciting, and I'm always happy when we bring players and we can recognize them. Thank you for bringing them. And I'll give you the final word, Coach, before I let you go. Is there anything you want to add before we say adios?
These girls have worked hard. They've overcome some adversity this year, like we've talked about, and you know we need all the help we can Friday night. So hopefully the crowd is packed, and hopefully they're sitting right behind Calhoun's bench, just yelling and screaming and giving them hell. Shoot, we need all the help we can get. That'll just make our girls even more hyped than they already are, and they're already pretty high right now because they're excited. They want to go to the playoffs.
Absolutely. And that's the home that coach talking. That's the home court advantage, right? To be able to get behind them and be as loud as you can be. That's part of what we get when we play at home. We have that advantage. So it takes a bunch of people to come out, it takes a community to come on out to be able to do what you're hearing coach here talk about. So hopefully we'll get a big crowd, coach. And hopefully next Monday when you come on, we're talking about the win against Calhoun and we're talking about the playoffs. Coach, thank you very much for spending some time with me. Good luck on Friday, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
So again, that was Coach Lance Whittle, and talking about his basketball program. They started out the district strong, and then adversity hit. Obviously, some injuries that happened, and those things are hard. But all that's behind them now. With the way they played, and as tough as Coach said they played, they have an opportunity here to get into the playoffs, and that game is on Friday. So again, we invite everyone to go on out. I'm not going to cut the live stream because I should have had Coach Lynch on for soccer. So give me a few seconds. I'm going to send him the info so he can log in. I think he's due at 6:30, so we're a little late. So I'm going to go ahead and send him the info. See if he'll come on within the next couple of minutes. All right, we're going to go ahead and shut it off here, and I'll be back in just a bit.